Today I am explain about the traveling wave tube TWT. A traveling wave tube is amplifier is a specialized vacuum tube that is used in electronics to amplify radio frequency signals in the microwave range. This functions as narrowband power amplifiers. In above PPT, the structure of the TWT and its parts as shown in above. Next, traveling wave tube. The traveling wave tube can be used as a medium or high power microwave amplifier. The TWT, because of its construction and working principle, has enormous bandwidth and low noise. The heated cathode at one end of the tube produces a beam electrons and is attracted to the collector at the other end of the tube. The input signal is fed at one end of the tube and an amplified version of the input signal is taken from the other end. So here this is the part of the tube. It contains radio frequency input, cathode, heater, focusing electrodes, and radio frequency output, anode, and helix, and two poles north and south. As shown in the figure, the TWT consists of a glass tube or envelope in which heater, cathode frequency, electrons, and anode are located. A conducting wire is wrapped around the glass envelope to which input and output are connected. A permanent magnet is also kept around the envelope over the helix or conducting spring focusing electrodes are used to keep the electrons beam right in the center. The permanent magnet is used to produce the slow speed of electrons. The wire given the shape of a spring in order to slow down the speed of electrons emitted from a cathode. Working of TWT. When we switch on the circuit, the cathode starts the emission of electrons. The focusing electrodes focus these electrons in a narrow beam at the center of tube. These electrons travel towards the anode, and if no signal is applied at the helix, then the emitted electrons will be collected by the anode without any obstruction. When the radio frequency signal is applied at the input of the helix, the positive half cycle will accelerate the speed of electrons emitted by the cathode, and a negative cycle will deaccelerate the speed of electrons emitted by the cathode. As a result, the electrons will be found in bunches, and it will travel towards the anode. Cathode and negative cycle will be accelerated the speed of electron emitted by the cathode. As a result, the electrons will be found in bunches, and it will travel towards the anode within the helix. The volume of a bunch will become stronger and stronger as the electron approaches towards the anode end. Therefore, at the output end of the helix, there will be a stronger electric field created by the buncher, which will result to produce the amplified output signal. The magnet is used around the helix in order to produce the strong magnetic field, which causes the electron beam, which causes the electron beam to remain in the center. The helix is used as a slow structure because if from input to output, the helix is used as a slow structure because if from input to output we use a straight wire, then the speed of electron through the straight will be more with respect to speed of electron emitted from cathode, hence no amplification will take place. In case of helix, the speed of electrons moving in the helix is synchronized with the speed of electrons emitted by the cathode. Therefore, this system is known as slow wave structure. Its operation, the TWT operation is based on the interaction between the electron beam and RF field anode RF field, and both are traveling in the same direction with nearly equal to the velocity of light. The RF field propagate with a velocity equal to velocity of light. The interaction between the RF field and the moving electron beam will takes place when the RF field is retarded. RF field is retarded by using a slow wave structure. In TWT, when RF wave and the electron beam are moving with similar velocities, a continuous interaction between the input wave and the electron beam takes place, resulting in bunches, and these bunches grow as the beam moves further in the helix. In this way, the input is amplified. Construction: it consists of electron gun, magnet, attenuator, helix, and collector. Here electron gun, it produces a narrow constant velocity electron beam, and here magnet, it is used to prevent the beam from spreading and to guide it through the center of the helix. Attenuator, it is used to isolate input and output waves. Helix, it is a loosely thin conduction helical wire which acts as a slow wave structure. RF input is applied at one end of the helix, and output is taken at other end of the helix. Collector, it is made positive potential, and as a result beam is attracted to the collector and acquires a acquires a high velocity. Operation: the electron gun produces a electron beam is traveled through the center of the helix without touching the helix. When the applied RF signal propagates around the turns of the helix, it produces an electric field at the center of the helix. The electron beam and RF field both are traveling in the same direction with nearly velocity of light. The RF field due to the RF signal travel with a velocity of light multiplied by the ratio of the helix pitch to helix circumference, that is 2 pi r. The interaction takes place between the electron beam and RF field when they are traveling through the helix, and electron beam delivers the energy to the RF wave on the helix. Therefore, the RF signal wave grows and amplified output is obtained at the output of the TWT. Next, applications of TWT. Traveling wave tube is a low noise RF amplifier in broadband microwave receivers. Due to long tube life, TWT is a power output tube in a communication satellite. Continuous wave high power TWTs are used in troposcatter links, used in airborne and shipborne pulsed high power radars. So here the TWT is a low noise RF amplifier in broadband microwave receiver, repeater amplifier in wideband communication links and coaxial cables, used as a output tube in communication satellite, used in airborne and shipborne pulsed high power radars. This is about the TWT, its operation and applications. Need of microwave semiconductor devices. The available devices for generation and amplifications of microwaves are conventional semiconductor devices and microwave tubes, but these devices have the following advantages. Limitations of a conventional transistor at a microwave frequency. Length of lead introduces significant inductance at microwave frequency. Junctions of transistors act as capacitance whose values depends on frequency, which changes parameters of the device. High transit time of carriers through these devices. Limitations of microwave tubes. Generation of microwaves required higher anode voltages and high magnetic fields for focusing the beam. Special types of waveguides are required for guiding the waves. So, the devices are bulky, cost is more, and required high voltage sources. Hence, microwave semiconductors are used for low cost amplifications. Next, working of impact diode. IMPACT is an abbreviation used for impact ionization avalanche transit time. IMPACT diode is a very high power semiconductor device that is utilized for microwave applications. It is basically used as oscillators and amplifier at microwave frequencies. The operating range of the impact diode lies in the range of 3 to 100 gigahertz. It is basically a PN junction diode and is reverse biased to break down. In this, an avalanche of electron to hole pairs is created by impact ionization in the high field depletion layer of the device. The oscillations are produced by the transit of the transit time effect. Basically, it processes negative resistance characteristics, thus acts as an oscillator to generate signals at microwave frequencies. It is a reverse biased diode and avalanche condition is the basis of its operation. Next, the contents of the impact diodes. Its construction, working, advantages, disadvantages, and applications. Construction. The structure of the impact diode as shown in above PPT. As we can see that it consists of four regions, namely P, N, I, N. P plus N, I, N plus. The structure of the impact diode is somewhat similar to the PIN diode. It operates on a very high voltage gradient of around 400 kV per centimeter, kilowatt per centimeter. So as to produce avalanche current, generally materials like gallium arsenide, silicon, germanium, and indium phosphide are used for its construction. Gallium arsenide is prepared because of its low noise behavior. Basically, it uses a slightly different structure from a normal diode because we know that a normal PN junction diode breaks down under avalanche condition as the generation of a large amount of current causes the generation of heat inside it. So Variation in construction is adapted to produce RF signals at microwave frequencies. Next, working of impact diode. As we have already discussed that these diodes operate on the principle of avalanche breakdown and transit time delay. So let's first understand what is avalanche condition, that is breakdown. An action that causes an abrupt increase in the junction current in a reverse biased condition of a PN junction diode leading to junction breakdown is known as avalanche breakdown. We know that in a reverse biased condition, the width of the depletion region becomes extremely thick, due to which only minority carriers drift across the junction. In the presence of a high electric field, the mobile charge carriers move with a greater velocity. During their movements, the high velocity carriers collide with other atoms in the crystal and generates electron to hole pairs. This causes a multiplication of charge carriers inside the crystal structure. Therefore, the moving charges generates high current inside the device. This is known as avalanche condition or impact ionization and is utilized in impact diodes. It is to be noted here that the overall external field provided to the diode is the summation of RF radio frequency AC signal and DC voltage. Initially, when AC voltage is 0, then due to applied low DC voltage, a very small amount of current flows through the diode. This current is generally known as pre-breakdown current. But as the applied potential increases, then the electric field inside the diode increases, and as we have already discussed that with an increase in the electric field, there will be an increase in the number of generated electron to hole pairs due to impact ionization. In the above PPT, who figure the avalanche region and drift space in the structure of the diode. The increase in superimposed AC field and DC potential causes the electrons in the P region to get injected into the I region in order to drift towards N region. This is so because with the increase in the applied field, the electron will move towards the anode and holes towards the cathode. But this time the AC field now start approaching zero, but due to second charge generation, the connection of electrons in the avalanche region will be extremely high. This shows a phase shift of 90 degrees now gets generated between the AC input signal and connection of charge carriers in the avalanche region. Therefore, with drifting from avalanche region to anode, the electrons generate high current with a phase opposite to that of the applied AC signal. During the negative half of the AC signal, even the DC potential is high. Still, the reduction in the overall electric field will cause a decay in the concentration of carriers present in the avalanche region. Therefore, the current flowing through it also gets reduced. In order to have the desired phase shift between the AC signal and diode current, the thickness of the drift region must be properly selected. The thickness of the drift region must be such that the electron bunch must be collected at the anode till the time AC voltage is approaching zero, thereby providing a phase shift of 90 degrees. This is so because the thickness of the drift region decides the time taken by the carriers to reach the respective electrode. Through all the carriers travel unequal distance while approaching the electrode, but The introduced phase shift due to drifting generates a negative resistance. The figure below represents the negative resistance characteristics of impaired diode with respect to transit angle. The curve shows the in x-axis negative resistance and y-axis radiance, that is pi and 2 pi radians. Negative resistance versus transit angle. Hence, in this way, current through an impact diode is generated. Here, at this voltage, some electrons and holes at the depletion region generated from the depletion region, which again knocked the nearby charges to release them from their covalent band. This multiplication charges take place called as avalanche charge carriers, and these charge carriers are drifted from the junction results into the current pulse generation. The carrier density approximately reaches its maximum when the applied electric field has decreased from the peak to the average value. Therefore, the AC variation of the injected carrier density lags the AC voltage by about 90 degrees, and this is called avalanche delay. The transit time is the delay time to drift the avalanche carrier in a drift region and introduces a 90-degree phase lag. In this way, a total 180-degree phase introduced in external current to input reference voltage. Next, advantages of the impaired diode. It provides a high operating range. It shows compactness in size. Impaired diodes are economical. It provides reliable operation at high temperature. It provides high operating range. It shows compactness in size. Impaired diodes are economical. It provides a reliable operation at a high temperature. Next, disadvantages. The rate of generation of electron to hole pair in the avalanche region causes the generation of high noise, therefore makes the system noisy. It offers a low turning range. It offers a high sensitivity to different operating conditions. The rate of generation of electron to hole pair in the avalanche region causes the generation by high noise. It offers a low tuning range. It offers a high sensitivity to different operating conditions. Applications. Impact diodes find application in microwave oscillators, parametric amplifiers, and microwave generators. Along with this, other uses involve presence in Traduce alarm system, telecommunication transistors, and receiver, etc. Impacted diode find applications in microwave oscillators, parametric amplifiers, and microwave generators, and also used in presence in intruder alarm system, telecommunication transistors, and receiver, etc. So these are the today topic: TWT, principle, operation, and applications. And the next, need for the microwave semiconductor devices. And the next, working of impacted diode along with its structure, working principle, advantages, disadvantages, and applications. So these are the contents of the impaired diodes. Thank you.